What's up, you guys? Heavy Metal 95 here. Today we got a brand new video when this is a metal song history video once again. Yep. So this time we're going to be talking about the song from Bathory from their first self-titled debut album released back in 1984. We're going to be talking about the song Hades. Now, for those who haven't been wondering, the song Hades by Bathory is one of the songs that have like these lyrics, how it depicts about how this goes on the mountains where the wind crying out in the pain, through the desert valleys where the reign of the darkness began. In the valleys of Hades. Yeah, this basically, those are the darkest lyrics of what Corathon of Bathory did. This darkest lyrics, because this is considered the way, this song is based off of the god of the underworld in the old Greek mythology, in its hell-like kingdom, especially for this particular song like Hades by Bathory as well, because unlike most other metal songs with darker lyrics, this song is the real thing. Now you know. You thought this has all because this was after the intro, Storm of Damnation, which is the intro, because there were no lyrics in the intro, because it was like the sound of the bell and the rustle of the wind, how it sets the mood before into the song Hades. Now, come to think of it, within the thing for how this was what Corathon had a lot for this one. It's an interesting thing though, because now that you know, yep, because like most other black metal songs, this song, Hades by Bathory, had the interesting thing of the whole element, which, like most other dark lyrics as well, because I just wanted to come across for the song like Hades by Bathory, because this was long before the band's history, where they went from like transitioning from Hades to Valhalla in the way, because this darkest black metal song from Bathory has literally got to the whole thing. Well, however, this was depicted in the unofficial biography book From Hades to Valhalla, which is the book from, which is explaining about the band Bathory. Now you think for this as well, because however, according to Corathon of Bathory, he dated out. Hades was brought to the studio as nothing but a bunch of basic chord changes and without much lyrics, although the track was hastily put together after a few trials during soundcheck. The trio felt the end result, how it turned out so well, that Hades, being a newer to the band, better than the rest of the material, and thus perhaps more exciting, was chosen to open the entire album. That is not counting the now classic introduction. This is how, considering this was the second track right off of their first self-titled debut album for what Bathory has recorded. This was like this was recorded between the 14th and the 16th of June of 1984. However, considered the first album was released under their label Black Mark Production. Needless to say, the song Hades by Bathory has revealed to the public, though, considering how this led to the real foundation future for black metal music, guaranteed how this reached to an immediate cult status on the whole underground release. When this album was released, territories outside of Europe, for what Bathory had a lot for this, because unlike most certain bands, like specific bands that were proto-black metal, such as Venom and Merciful Fate and Hellhammer, this has got to the whole thing for the way this was a long way from, farther away from Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil, especially the back cover, like, the pentagram and much other things as well, because consider these lyrical themes about evil, like Satanism, heretics, hell, and Armageddon. However, this was the first black metal album from Bathory has ever wanted to get to the whole credibility. Whenever they had the whole thing, just considered, now that I remembered, yep, now you remember, yep. After all, this was a continuing theme in many of, like, the first wave of black metal. Especially the more popular bands like Venom, which they're known for their albums such as Welcome to Hell and Black Metal, as well as Merciful Fate's first album, Melissa, and their second album, Don't Break the Oath. But for Bathory, on the other hand, the way they wrote the song Hades, this has depicting the whole story on the lyrical, how it's based off being the god of the underworld, how this is depicted in a hell-like kingdom for the song, among other things as well, because now that you think, one thing, it's fun, great to know the true meaning and how I wanted to come by on the song like Hades by Bathory. However, this song describing the protagonist figures out how it describes a dark and desolate place, of how it's always abandoned by the light, where it talks about the undead children and there was no love or truth. The chorus always repeats as well, which is, the place is forever shrouded in darkness, and is always and is referred to as forgotten valleys of Hades. The hell-like kingdom setting in the lyrics, especially in these lyrics for what Corathon of Bathory has done for this one, because now that I wanted to say for this, because it's just basically the whole concept with those lyrical themes, with how it's very dark and deals with like the occult as well. That applies as every one of them. The result as well, because I don't know if I don't think this is something you could find on like radio. One thing that's changed. Oh, well, technically though, it's not so hard anymore for this one. I'm not sure if this song, Hades by Bathory, hasn't been performed live, because according to the wiki page from Bathory, they stopped playing live in 1985. There's no proof if there's any recordings from the early Bathory concert shows, except there's only one thing. There were lots of like recorded VHS tapes, but they burned it all, so that's tougher way to track them down, but there's still not even proof. It still seemed to be spread by this as well. But maybe there's some that try to find a way. There were a lot of like recorded VHS tapes, because I don't know if you could find, there's still not even proof, because I'm not sure if there's any concert footage of Bathory performing live in 1985. There's still, which the rumors had this happen going on between my mind about this, but there's still not even yet proven. However, this song Bathory appeared on the metal compilation Scandinavian Metal Attack, which is the compilation album as well. Okay, because this, on the other hand, this song Hades was the first song by Bathory being featured on Scandinavian Metal Attack 2 as the 10th track on the album as well. Like, of all other things as well, because considered this is the real truth for this. However, this was one of like the earliest tracks of Bathory being featured on the heavy metal compilation album called Scandinavian Metal Attack 2, which is very interesting. I just wanted to come across for how this was featured in like these metal compilations as well. But overall, the song's very good. The lyrics are very darker, of how this is how you're introduced exclusively to black metal music, and the lyrics are well done. It's very dark though. The guitar solos is good. The drum beats are good. However, Corathon did vocals on the guitar microphone during the recording of the song. 10 out of 10 for this song. That's going to be it for my metal song history for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new. Smack the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the notifications bell button for more surprises. If you missed anything new, leave a comment in the comment section below. Be sure to check out my metal song and rock song history videos on my channel if you're new to this. And that's all I have that I got for today. This is Heavy Metal 95 signing off. Thank you for watching my video. I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Be sure to stay safe and stay healthy. Hope you all have a great day. Take care. Goodbye for now. Keep it metal for this on Metal Song History.